We got some wood. What are we gonna do?
Tear stuff out.
Yep, we're gonna tear everything out. Hey guys, so we just went to Home Depot and we got some wood, some 2x2s, and some just like little I don't even know what to call them. They're like 1/2 inch by 2 inch paneling, I guess, little thin paneling. Got some 1/2 inch insulation and some boxes that we're going to use to make some templates once we are ready to do that. But for now, what we're going to do, what are we going to do?
Tear stuff out.
Yep, we're going to tear everything out. I sat here the other day and stared at everything and trying to decide what I wanted to take out and what I wanted to leave. And I was thinking I was going to leave all this electrical work, but I don't like not knowing what's going on there. And I'd prefer to just do it myself and know how everything's set up to work, just so when something happens I know where to go to fix it. And then I also decided that we're literally just gonna tear all this stuff out of here, because some of the stuff the guy did himself, like up there in the ceiling, he built all that himself, but then the stuff like down here along the side right there is left over from the conversion itself, like because this was a conversion van, so it had the little bench in here that folded down into a bed from the factory, and he just kind of left all that there, just pulled off like the plastic bits and stuff and left the rest of it there. So we're gonna pull all of it out and redo it ourselves. And I don't personally care for the fiberglass insulation, so we're gonna use that, the what do they call it, poly something or other, the boards, the board insulation is what we're going to use. So I'm going to tear all the wood and everything down. What? Yeah, I showed it to him. But yeah, so, and as this really looks pretty nice, this bit over here that they did, but I don't know, I just don't, it's not the right dimensions for what we're going to do, because we're going to put our bed this way across the back, and it's just, this thing's not wide enough and it's too bulky for what we're doing, and it'll just be better if we can just build it exactly how we want it. And they also, I don't know why they did this, but this thing right here, it's kind of weird. I just noticed this handle up here the other day, and it's just a little bit of insulation shoved in there and then just wasted space. So we're going to, I guess, start off with this right here, and we'll get back to you guys. We'll do a little time lapse of us tearing everything out, and we'll get back with you when we're done with that. Hey guys, sorry about that. GoPro died. As you can see, we finally got that whole thing out, and it looks like there's way more space in here now that we got that out. And there'll be even more once we get all that stuff out, because as you can see, there's just a few inches in between this piece of metal and the board there, and over here there's like 1/2 foot, if not more. So lots of space over there being wasted. I mean, I guess it's not completely wasted. There's some insulation in there, but that's a lot of insulation that I don't think we need. Once we get living in this on the road, we're going to try and stay in warmer climates anyway, and I don't think you would want a ton of insulation in warmer climates. Obviously you'd want some, especially since we're hoping to have an air conditioner in here, so insulation would help with that, obviously. But I don't know, I'm more about having as much space in here as possible than worrying about insulation, and we can always add more insulation if need be later on. But so we finally got that out, ended up having to get the Sawzall and cutting a couple of the pieces out because dude glued all the wood in there. It looked like he built the whole thing outside the van and then stuck it in there and used a whole bunch of the expanding foam to glue it all in there. So it was a huge pain in the ass to try and get it out. And I realized that that little door thing that they had right there was to get to this jack back here, I'm guessing. But definitely making some progress. We're probably gonna start pulling this crap out on this side over here. For now, I'm going to leave the electrical stuff there, and it does work. I was running the Sawzall right off the inverter off this battery, and full speed thing was working flawlessly. Also had a battery for the drill charging over there, but the battery itself is just dead, like actually dead, not just charged dead. It's dead. It doesn't work no more. But so battery works pretty good, inverter works good. But so for now, sorry I keep saying but, probably gonna just take the Sawzall and just cut right there and just leave like from here over for now, and we'll just pull that crap out over there, all the rest of it, and then I'll come back and deal with this another time, because I do have another 200 watts of solar that I'm going to stick up on the top, and so I'll have 3 solar arrays up there, so 3 charge controllers all charging this battery, which I did some research online and it seems like it should be fine. There was quite a few people that said that you should try and use the same kind of chargers for it, to make it so that they're all the same voltage or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but most of the places that I read said that it would be fine with different charge controllers, because I've got 3 different charge controllers, and then he's got 200 watt, or he put 200 watt panels up on top. Let's see if I can get you, it looks terrible, but clearly works, but they look super old and just super ugly, but clearly they work, so not really upset about it. He's got gunk and stuff all over the panel itself and just looks absolutely terrible. I'd like to redo that part of it myself as well, but all in due time. But I've got another 200 watts of solar that I'm hoping to put up in front of it up there. I want to make somewhat of a roof rack to kind of hide it so that you can't really see the solar panels. Now, I also hate that he put this right in the back right here. I'm definitely with the others gonna put it in the top and might redo this one and put it on the top as well, so it's less likely to be seen. And then I'm hoping to be able to fit, I have a 100 watt panel and then I have 4 Harbor Freight 25 watt panels, so I'm hoping to be able to space them up there enough to where we can get a roof fan in there, preferably. Probably somewhere right in the middle where that bump up is, hopefully. So we'll see how that goes. That'll definitely be another day. But for now, we're going to try and get this out of here, and if we have time, I'm going to try and start on the ceiling as well, just so we can open this whole place up. Because we're pulling all that shit out of there, and I'll redo it myself. We've got that board that we're going to put one up on the ceiling. Just cover the ceiling in that, and then just put some wood paneling over top of it, or I guess under it, in front of it, so that you see the wood paneling instead of the insulation. But for now, we're just gonna pull everything out and then see where we're at with that. So I'm hoping to put the insulation paneling up there, and then cut pieces for around the windows, because it's just 1/2 inch, so it should be behind where this window's at, and we should be able to put some paneling over top of it, and it still not quite come out to where the window is, or be flush with the window. That would be perfect if it's flush with the window. But it doesn't need to be. I'll probably put some slats in there so that I can screw cabinets and stuff to the slats. And then up front above the cabin will be shelving, or cupboards like everybody has. So it's definitely coming along. That took way longer than I was hoping because everything was glued together with that fucking expanding foam. So that sucked. That made it take a lot longer than it should have, or at least a lot longer than I anticipated. And as you can see down in there, there's a lot of expanding foam down in there, so I'm kind of dreading this. I'm hoping it looks like it's all in front of Reflectix, so hopefully it'll all just pull off with the Reflectix, but I doubt I'm that lucky. So we're going to get to that here in a second and get back with you either sometime in the middle of it or after we're done with that. So I just undid the amp because that was in the way, and sucks because the front speakers are wired to the amp, this amplifier, so definitely going to have to get at least from here forward done so that I can get the amp hooked back up so I can have a stereo, because I do not like driving around without listening to music. So definitely got to get that done. So it would appear that there was some ice in here at some point. This right here is a whole bunch of shredded up tissues and stuff, it looks like. So I would assume this was a mouse nest. Yeah, it's all like paper towel and shit. But I was right about that. It was all connected to the Reflectix. Only thing that sucked about it was he fucking sprayed it all in there, all over all these wires, so it was all stuck to all the wires. So I had to pull all the wires out of it and pull all the spray foam into a bunch of little pieces. But it was still, so far, way easier than over there was. Still got this part left to go, but the back is pretty much good. And what I was afraid of, I didn't mention it, but what I was afraid of has shown true, is that there is a heater core back there, and there is coolant hoses running through here. I don't know if he did mention something about it. I wasn't sure exactly what he was talking about the way he was saying it, but I assume, well, he said that this thing is why the heat up front doesn't work, so I am going to disconnect this up front because I don't need the rear heat to work, I just need the front heat to work. So I'm going to disconnect the hoses up front under the hood and try and get the front heat to work, because it works, it just works like shit. But I don't know that I'm going to yank this out. I probably will end up yanking it out, but definitely not doing that right now, because the only part of it that really takes up any space is the thing back there itself, which I assume is a heater core, and I'm assuming that these are coolant lines, but I don't know what else it would be. They're rubber hoses with insulation around them. I don't know if he put that insulation there or if it was there in the factory, but so I'm going to finish ripping this shit out up here. Looks nice and clean up here in here though. Haven't seen any mold yet, so that's definitely a plus. The mouse crap isn't that big of a deal. There isn't actually really much crap. It's really just, I guess the crap probably is down inside there, but definitely looks like a mouse nest or rat nest or whatever. But I'm going to get back to it. See you guys in a bit. Hey guys, finally got that side done. All the way up to right behind the driver's seat, or I guess right next to the driver's seat. All the way back to all the electrical. Which, like I said, I'm leaving for now. I guess there's still that little triangle piece of wood right there I could pull out, but I just didn't.
As always, guys, hope you enjoyed. Comment your thoughts, like, and subscribe. Catch you later.
Everybody fucking ready!